We don't have, that
Well,
results
let's bring
yet.
him up. Mr. Cuscard, would you come forward?
How you doing, Your Honor?
I'm doing all right. Why don't you have a seat with your lawyer there? I'm doing quite well, in fact. Beautiful day, great to be alive. Especially when you're old. You got charged with resisting and obstructing a police officer and operating while intoxicated. That's alleged to have occurred on February the 19th. Because the one charge, resisting obstructing, is a felony, you're entitled to have a preliminary examination in this matter. Ms. Ives, you indicate they're still waiting for blood test results?
Yep.
But I'll just place on the record, that's a misdemeanor. That's a tag along.
Yes.
So that doesn't have to be shown at a preliminary exam anyway. If that's what his concern is and he wants that shown next week, there wouldn't even have to be.
Well, is there a plea offer?
Yeah, there's a misdemeanor offer on the table for attempt R&O and impaired driving.
Yeah, I speak, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Can I stand up? Or can I
Yeah,
speak
if you
right
want to. I'm not sure. I might cut you off. We'll see what you want to say, but let's explain what the deal is.
Can I speak first? You just said that I could speak.
Yeah, all right.
Well, I tend not to plead, sir.
Say that again.
Well, I don't intend on pleading.
Okay. That's fine. That's your absolute right. Okay. You're entitled to have a prelim on the felony case. The misdemeanor drinking driving just goes with it.
Such as I do not acquiesce to acquise jurisdiction.
All right. Acquiesce is what you mean.
There we go, but you know what it means. There we go.
I know what it means, but you don't. We've
Well,
got
I know I can't pronounce it, but I do know what it means.
Well, it means you don't accept jurisdiction, and you can challenge that when you're sitting in the St. Joe County Jail saying, hey, I own jurisdiction. At any rate, you are correct. You don't have to plead to anything. And if you want a preliminary examination, we'll set it for next week.
Thank you.
And whoever's feeding you this gobbledygook is not a favor.
It's not gobbledygook because you know what it is and I know what it is.
Yeah, it's, all right. So, all right, sir, we'll set this for a prelim next Tuesday. That would be March 12th. All right, Mr. Cuscard, at that point, the prelim is just a hearing to determine whether there's probable cause to believe that you committed the offense, and probable cause that it was you. The matter will then be set to circuit court where Judge Stutzman can deal with your Laurel Grove Jabberwocky. All right, I'll see you next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. I'll come back just for that. But you're free to go. You've appeared at your court appearance. You're polite, respectful. I'll see you next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. I'll put here offer as attempt R&O impaired. Yeah, I don't think he was interested in a plea offer, but sometimes people can dumb themselves into a felony conviction. Susanna Sweet.
Your Honor, at this point, her exam would have to stay on. She is here.
All right, would you come up with your
We're
lawyer?
doing some more investigation on her case, and I'd actually like to move her case over 1 week so I can do a little bit more investigation.
Well, let's talk about that. Ms. Sweet, have a seat with your lawyer there. This is a little strange. This is a 2022 case. Susanna Marie Sweet allegedly robbed Michael Dowling of his cash and credit cards, which is armed robbery, which is punishable by up to life imprisonment. Count 2 is a home invasion in the first degree, where you went into a house armed with a knife intending to rob Michael Dowling. That is a felony punishable by up to 20 years imprisonment. That warrant was authorized by the prosecutor in December of 2022, and you didn't get arrested until February of 2023. And here we are. What was listed was unknown. You presently live in Mendon?
Yes, I do.
All right, and so the defendant wishes to, is there a plea offer here, Mr. O'Bear?
Yes, her co-defendant waived on account of unarmed robbery, so her offer is the same.
Who is the co-defendant?
Billy Burks.
Yes. What investigation do you need to do, Ms. Ives?
Well, Your Honor, my client has indicated that she has an alibi and this was not her. So just trying to kind of cut down those specifics so I can provide them to the prosecutor for consideration is my goal.
Ms. Sweet, did you move away?
I honestly, I wasn't anywhere near any
Okay,
of
well,
this.
wait,
I was living
but-
at my mom's in
All right.
Cass County.
All right, so how did you come to get arrested?
Because I just got a house in Minden and I had a camper. I have a camper on my property and they thought someone was living in it, but like every 2 weeks, my daughter would come up and stay a night. So he said that he was checking on that and he checked to see if I had a warrant when he was coming to talk to me, and that's how he found out. And that's how I found out.
You don't seem like much of a flight risk. What's your position regarding that, Mr. O'Bear?
I would just ask for the prelim to be left on for next week. The victim would obviously have to be here to testify.
Yes.
He had face-to-face interaction with someone he identified in the police report as this defendant. So he either will be able to identify her as one of the people who robbed him, or he won't, in which case the case won't get bound over anyway.
Well, one problem is there's a risk of bringing Mr. Dowling in and having Susanna Sweet as the only person in the courtroom and say, do you recognize anybody?
Yeah.
Well, he already identified her during the investigation.
All right, in a lineup or something, or?
Yeah.
I don't
Not
think,
a
no,
full
there
lineup.
was not a
He
lineup.
Looked at pictures of.
All right.
I can't.
And is there
when
a
you're
plea
talking.
offer with Mr. Burks?
Yes, unarmed robbery.
Does he implicate this defendant?
I don't know. I haven't handled that case.
Well, what I don't want to happen the motorcycle was registered to the defendant, showed him a photo attached. Well, they only showed him one picture. There's some issues with that. They didn't do a photo lineup. They just said, hey, is this the lady?
And the motorcycle was sold months prior, or at least weeks prior.
Okay. All right.
Just the person she sold it to never changed the title.
Well, I'm gonna adjourn. You're gonna need to make a motion for some sort of a lineup or photo array or something. There's no motion by the defense. And so if in the course of things now, they just come in and he would just come in and was that her or not? But according to I don't know what Mr. Burke says. If Mr. Burke says, yeah, I was with Susanna Sweet, well, that's certainly probable cause. But if we're going on a lineup with one picture in it, there may be some identification issues. And also, I don't know whether Mr. Dowling knew her or had reason to know her or.
Which would all be sorted out at a prelim.
But what I don't want them to do is run into each other in the hallway. But right now, she hasn't filed any motion to quash the identification. But
even if she filed that, we'd still hold a prelim where the victim can identify the person who believes was there.
Well, not if she asks for a lineup or something. If he comes in and she's the only person here, you recognize anybody.
Well, I think the case law on that's settled, but that's fine.
I don't know that I agree with that. At any rate, there isn't any motion, so you're right. I'm just going to leave it on for prelim for next week. But it gives a not very flattering description of the person. There was also supposedly another witness, Mr. Morningstar. I don't know. We'll see. 1 p.m. Defendant can file a motion to suppress identification if you wish. These are dead serious charges. There's, I think, a presumptive prison sentence on an armed robbery with a knife. Mr. Dowling has some issues himself, health-wise. All right, well, for now, it's a serious case. The prosecutor objects to additional adjournment, and we'll leave it on for prelim next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. You're free to go. I'd like to make some precaution that they not run into each other in the hallway. Perhaps you get Mr. Dowling in early and put him in the library or something.
We used to be able to bring in people through our side door, but that ability was removed. So that was one way to guarantee that victims wouldn't run into.
I'm not sure who made that decision, but I don't agree with it. Yeah, we used to do that all the time. All right, well, let's hope for the best. All right, you're free to go.
Judge?
Yes?
Also, because it looks like I'll be running more than one preliminary examination on Tuesday, did you want to stagger them at all, or just have them set at 1 p.m. or?
Set them all at 1 p.m. because things often waive or things go or someone's not available. And so, and you guys can certainly talk during the week. I won't be back till next Tuesday, but I'll be here first thing that morning. All right, Ms. Sweet, at this point, the matter is set for hearing next Tuesday at 1 o'clock.
Thank you.